Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to I Am the Hammer, the show in which I talk about all things Grey Knights. I haven't been playing too much recently, but I did just get invited to a little RTT down the road in a couple of weeks' time, and I thought, well, I've tested out Wartbane, I've tested out Banishers. Why don't I test out the worst detachment in the whole book, and therefore one of the worst detachments in the whole game? In this video, I am going to explain how this decision came about, and then basically I'm going to talk you through the detachment, okay, and the stratagems and the enhancements. I'm going to talk through my list building process, and I'm going to end up by talking you through the list that I am going to be taking to this RTT, okay. So, as I said, a friend from the team got in contact and said, there's an RTT for you just down the road at my local club. It's like a 30-minute drive. It's only 1,500 points. There's only going to be 18 of us, but do you want to come? I'm like, well, you know what? I never really get to roll dice anymore. An RTT is ideal. I can just take some grey nights, have a bit of fun. I'm not trying to prepare for a team event at the moment or anything. So, why not? And hey, it's just a bit of content, bit of fun, meet some new people. It'll be a good time. So I thought, well, how could I approach it? And I thought, well, you know what? Sometimes I do this. I have asked YouTube before, and I thought I'd ask YouTube again. And this is what they said. So the options I gave were to randomly generate the army. I did this a few years ago than AdMech, when AdMech were at their absolute height. And I just randomly generated an army out of them. That was quite good fun. I gave them a choice to say, get Chat GPT to build my list, and I'll have to take that. I gave them the choice of choosing the worst detachment in the game and try and make it work. And then also take the worst detachment and have Chat GPT build it. And as you can see, this was after a day or so. It was quite clear that the winner was going to be take the worst detachment and try and make it work. Okay, so as I added pressure, at least if it was pure random, it was all off my back. But no, now I have to try and build some sort of list. So, what is the worst detachment in the game? Well, sorry, in the book. It is Orgarium Task Force. Now, how did I come to this conclusion? Well, firstly, I have read the book myself and looked at the different detachments. Secondly, if you go onto Stat Check and look at the different detachments, it's in fact the only detachment which has not been played in a tournament that qualifies for their statistics yet. No data on it at all. None whatsoever. Every other detachment has been played, not this one. And finally, I asked around on a couple of Discords as well, and everyone was in agreement. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk through the detachment because you might not be aware of it. And as I talk through it, I'm going to be talking about it from a list building perspective. What sort of things do I try to think about if I'm building around a detachment? Now, obviously, the first thing when you're building around a detachment is the detachment rule. Does this lend you to a certain play style to include certain units? So let's have a look at this detachment rule. So from the second battle round onwards, at the start of your movement phase, if you did not select the maximum number of Grey Knight units using the Gate of Infinity rule, so, like rather than picking up 3, if you only pick up 1 or 2, you can pick one of those units. Instead of picking them up all up at the end of your opponent's turn, you can pick one up in your movement phase. Now, this is actually quite nice because it's got two situations, as far as I see it, where it's quite handy. Number one is controlling primary. Okay, so you don't have to pick up units which are on objectives. We've all been there, haven't we? Oh, I really want to pick up that unit, but if I do, then I don't get my 5 points from primary or whatever. So I've got to try that. That's a good way of playing around that. I can keep that unit on that objective, pick it up, and then I'm fine. I don't know, just pick up in the movement phase. I scored my primary. I'm still going to go up into the air. Good times. So that's positive number one. Positive number two is your secondary card draw. Obviously, normally we pick our cards up at the end of our opponent's turn. We don't know what our cards are going to be. In this situation, we have seen our cards. So I don't know, I don't know about you guys, but quite often I'll have picked up a unit near the middle of the board, and then suddenly, oh, there's area denial. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, so now I can hold on and wait that out. So I think this is something that I'll be looking to do a lot. Is just pick up the two kind of like damage dealing units, and also then just keep a scoring piece. Like, do I want it on the board, especially if it's in the middle of the board? And a minor little thing is, if your opponent has marked for death, maybe that they'll have got rid of the card. I don't know, very minor thing, right? So is this a good detachment rule? Is it something to build around? No, I don't pick certain units because of this detachment rule. Does it add to my resilience in any way? No, not really. Does it add to my output in any way? No. It just makes my janky Grey Knights slightly more janky. Fair enough. It's a nice thing to have. It'd be great if Grey Knights could just do that generally. So it's a nice little upgrade. It's not a powerful detachment rule though, but it's a nice little upgrade. So has this helped me to put any units in my army? No. Great. Cool. Right. Well, let's have a look at the stratagems in this then. So aggressive anticipation. So it's in my shooting or fight phase. Okay. And it is ignore any or all modifiers to that attack's weapon skill or ballistic skill, and or any modifiers to the hit roll. So it's ignore modifiers, but it's not ignoring any modifiers to damage or armor of contempt or anything like that. It's just your hitting ability. Great. Cool. Brilliant 1CP to ignore those very basic things. Okay. Fair enough. So I guess I'll move on then, because that doesn't really help me build anything. So nothing there. Appointed hour. Okay. Now this needs a little bit of a chat. So again, shooting or fight phase, psyche unit. Each time I make an attack on an unmodified hit roll of a 5+, you get a critical hit. Oh my word. This stratagem is money. Think about the amount of armies and detachments out there that would eat this up. Just critical hits on fives or sixes, fives and sixes, sorry. Lethals, sustained, just nom 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 nom. That is so powerful. And in Grey Knights, we really, really can absolutely not take advantage of that. I genuinely don't understand why this stratagem is here. If we think about what in our book has anything nice on your hit rolls for sixes, what is that? The silencer. The silencer has sustained. Okay, cool. So, is the silencer good? In certain matchups, yes. But, I mean, how disappointing. How disappointing. Like, why is this stratagem and not in the Banishers detachment? Because in Banishers, in combat, on a 6-up, still on a 6-up, you can get lethal or sustained. Add this in, suddenly you've actually got quite a nice combatty little combo there, haven't you? Oh yeah, I've gone sustained and I'm going to sustain on fives. That's not overpowered. Banishers doesn't suddenly become incredibly strong because of it, but it does add a bit more oomph to your army. So frustrating. So frustrating. That all being said, it does give me something to build around. So I'm going to have to think of what unit or units I want to include to make the most of this brutal stratagem. All right. Forewarned evasion. Sorry. I mean, if a stratagem was to sum up a whole detachment, I think this is it. Cool. So basically, we can give one of our units -1 to hit. Cool. Great. Very nice. Oh, wait. It's only on Walker units. Why? Why does this need to be only on Walker units? Why can't it be on any Grey Knight unit? Like, this detachment doesn't suddenly become overbearing if I can spend 1 CP to make a unit -1 to hit to the end of the turn. Like, mental. Absolutely mental. Why is it Walkers only? I mean, it's crazy. Right, necessary end. This one's okay. Right, this one takes a bit of reading and understanding. So this is a fight phase. This is basically fight on death. Okay, but let's read it through. So until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit is destroyed, if that model has not fought this phase, roll 1d6. Now, fine. If the result is greater than the current battle round number, do not remove the destroyed model from play. It can fight after the attacking unit has finished making its attacks, and it is then removed from play. So, if someone charges you turn 1 and you die, you fight on death on a 2-up. In battle round 2, you fight on death on a 3-up, so etc. It gets harder as the game goes on. As we all know, Grey Knights are an army which kind of play the middle to late game. You know, they go around, they pick off the screens, blah, 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 and then they go boom, boom. So this doesn't really fit into that plan because you're kind of sending stuff out to kill something early and then fight on death better early on. I don't know. I mean, it's quite a nice fight on death, and I think a lot of armies would like it. I mean, all Grey Knights combat is the same, right? So it's not anything to build around. But you're going to want to get stuck in, and you're not so scared of being charged early on with this because you're going to take your pint of blood with you. But yes, it is what it is. It's a fine strategy. Redirected strike. Now, end of your command phase, one Grey Knight Psyche unit that is not within engagement range can go up into strat reserve. Basically, this gives you the ability to pick up another thing end of your command phase, so you'll be able to have 4 things up in the sky. And again, you know, hold objective markers, react to cards, that sort of thing. So it's the same ability, it just reinforces your detachment rule. Big whoop. I don't think I really needed this as a stratagem, to be honest with you, but hey, maybe it'll come up. And finally, Mirage of Echoes. Most Grey Knight stratagems, most detachments, have some form of something tricksy. Unfortunately, this is probably the worst one. If your opponent deep strikes within 12, you can go back up. Okay, as long as you're not within engagement range. So that is, let's face it, there's some armies out there that want to deep strike down 9 in charge with some boosted charges. Maybe Desrad are going to deep strike down 6 and charge you. A lot of the time, if they're shooting you, they're dropping down outside of 12 anyway, depending on the angles. It's a nice to have. It's not overtly powerful. It relies on your opponent getting it wrong, I think, more than anything else, unlike something like Mists, which is just an inherently very powerful ability. So yeah, there you go, guys. Those are all the stratagems. As you can see, I will probably be CP redrawing every turn because I don't really need my stratagems. I mean, yeah, it's a bit rubbish, isn't it? So that's not really helped me make many decisions. Let's go to the enhancements then. So we've got Grimoire of Conjunction. So this is 10 points. Once a battle at the start of the fight phase, the bearer gets +4 to the strength of their melee weapons. Cool. Grandmaster, Nemesis Dread Knight goes up to strength 18. That's fun. You can take a normal Grandmaster and with his finest hour thing kind of go extra boppy mode. That's cool. That's a reasonable one if you're going to take a Grandmaster. Other than that, doesn't really do much. Shield of Prophecy. Once per battle, at the start of the battle round, the bearer can use this enhancement. If it does, until the end of the battle round, add 2 to the toughness characteristic of models in that bearer's unit. Cool. At first read through, I'm kind of like, yeah, this is actually quite nice. Fair enough. I might try and put this in. Now, here's the thing. It's at the start of the battle round. Why? Why does it have to be at the start of the battle round? Like, why can't it? Not even the start of the turn, let alone the start of the phase. It's the start of the battle round. Okay. Um, so yeah, you've got to look at the situation. If you're going second, you've got to look at the situation. Be like, do I need it now? If you're going first, you've got to make a decision on whether you're going to be sending something out that turn to go and need it in their turn to survive. Just the timing of it's very frustrating. A foot in the future, so you drop down and you can move d6, but you can't charge. Okay, I guess it helps you get into a slightly tighter gap. It's your reinforcement step, so it doesn't help with rapid ingress. You can't charge with it. It helps you get your Grandmaster into melter range. I guess that's probably the main reason you can use it. And finally, Doomseer's Amulet. 25 points for this bad boy. When you're set up, pick one unit within 12 and visible, and they must take a battle shot test, -1 points. It's okay. Well, not bad, is it? If you've got 25 points spare. But it's not knocking me over there for 25 points. So that's not really helped me either. So I've had a think and I've built my list. Now, just a reminder, this is a 1,500 point list. Quite pleased to say I've managed to get exactly 1,500 points on the nose. So the first thing I had to do was think, well, how am I getting most value out of this detachment? I just want to try and get value out of the detachment. So I'm thinking, well, how many silences can I get into nasty? How many mean silences can I get into this list? Now, if I combine a unit that can take a lot of silences with a unit that could be quite tough, maybe I'm getting double value there. So the first decision I made was that I was going to have 10 paladins, all equipped with silences, led by a librarian with the minus or with the +2 toughness enhancement. Okay, so that's where I started. So as you can see now, I've got a librarian, got a shield of prophecy, and then I've got a unit of 10 paladins, 1,500 points. A lot of armies will have taken away some of the killing power of being able to deal with the 10 paladins. I'm going to have to use this unit incredibly well. The librarian does give me loan up, which helps me a little bit. But obviously, I don't have the ability to dip them in and then run them away with mists or anything. So, a bit tricky. But if I can get value out of those, like commit them kind of turn 3, maybe rapid ingress turn 2, just go through and just pick apart the board and distract elsewhere. Fine. So then what was next? Well, you know what? I need some mission play stuff, right? So 2 units of strikes and a unit of 5 interceptors, I think, fills that role. I just love 10 interceptors in a rhino. Sorry, guys, I just love it. If we're thinking in a world where I'm not alpha striking anyone off the board, I've got to clear screens away and then kind of go in hard. I think realistically, that is a play where I use interceptors to keep picking up screens, and then I hit someone with 10 interceptors and 10 paladins. Shoot, charge, fight, kill, hope I can only lose 1 unit on the fight back, and then the paladins can mop up. Really, that's kind of the game plan I'm thinking here. So 10 interceptors in a rhino, just a very powerful unit. And then a Grandmaster, because I've got to make the most of that -1 to hit on a walker. And it just so happened I had the perfect amount of points left to give him 1 foot in the future, so he can deep strike down 9 inches away and then move into melter range. So this is my list. That is all it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. Basically, it's going to involve me not doing anything for 2 turns and trying to play a 3-turn game, I think. I will really excited to fire all those paladin crit 5 shots. I don't have any rerolls, but at least paladins hit on 2s. And yeah, who knows how it will go. It is just a bit of fun. It's just a chance to roll some dice. But what I've tried to do here, guys, is use some of the strengths of the detachment, what are apparently strengths, to build something that I think will be fun. It obviously has some mission play, it has some oomph. It should just be a bit of a laugh, really. So there we go. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. Only about half of you watching this video subscribe to our channel. We do produce an awful lot of content, kind of like around 2 videos a day at the moment. We have a members section. We've got nearly 140 members at the moment. We do videos every week for our members, as well as a load of other stuff like TTS leagues and that sort of thing. We've got a very active Discord. It's around 950 people at the moment. And yeah, lots of great chat going on there all the time. Also do coaching. Lots of us do coaching. I myself also do coaching. So if that's something you're interested in, head over to 6+gaming.com. And next time I will feedback on how it went. I'll be obviously showing off my trophy and taking the world by storm with Augorium Task Force. But until next time, take care. Goodbye.